Okay, so I'm gonna be honest with you. I goofed. I didn't realize. So I played a game and I didn't record the game audio, even though there was some really good music in there. I'm just stupid. I'm what you would call dumb. So I changed my audio tracks before to deal with another issue with other video editing, and so I forgot to do and turn it back on. So yeah. So you're getting music. You're getting an hour and a half of music that I don't even know where I'm going to pull it from yet. So have fun with that. The next videos will have the game volume, and I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm
Welcome
sorry for the
to
constant audio
the
troubles
Hell
it seems that I
Beyond.
experience every time I record. Have a great night.
Um,
Bye.
I've never played this game, so the farthest thing I know is that it's a game about you like get stuck in ice and you have to like survive. Oh, the air bees so cold. A flake and white as a sailor begs their pledge. Out in the ice they'll stake a claim and carve a course ahead. Of glory found and forged in frost, so that their tale be spread, a hunger draws the desperate here. Such lonely souls need lead. What will ye do when still hearts break and courage does abscond? I'll lead these souls, so help the gods, out of the Hell Beyond. Okay. Really nice, opening? Crew wanted. Able-bodied crew wanted for dangerous expedition, months of darkness, low wages, slim chance of safe return, glory to be had in the event of success. Address overleaf. Okay. You're alone in the office. The tea in your hand has long since gone cold. I'd rather coffee. Looking around the room, you can make out a collection of military books. On the desk is a ship in a bottle. A metronome ticks away steadily. I find it rather calming. The dedicated rhythm soothes the senses. It stops. Keep waiting. You hear footsteps climbing the stairs that brought you here. Take a seat. The chair is uncomfortably large. The seat feels worn. The door behind you swings open. The captain bounds past you to the other side of the desk. Do you have all of your teeth? You bare your teeth to the man. Man. Good. Can never be too careful. The captain sits down. It's the little things you can lose people to. Are you speaking from experience? How many people have died under your supervision? None. Meaning you're either perfect for the job, a liar, or you've never been in command. Which is it? If I was a liar, would I be in this room? I see you've already made yourself comfortable. I skipped a line, I think. He looks very happy with that tobacco pipe. I'm Captain Hunt. The pleasure is mine. Robin Shaw. He nods. On your desk, which ship is that? Ah, this. Detailed, isn't she? Incredibly. An old sailor's superstition. I hope you weren't waiting too long. I'm told it's worth the wait. Good. There's been a lot of candidates. Some good, some bad. Interesting mix. I'm sure you understand the need for discretion. Discretion? The advert said there was glory to be had. Months of darkness, low wages, slim chance of safe return. That didn't deter you, did it? Quite the opposite. It's why I'm here. A thirst for adventure, then. He winks. I keep that to yourself around the other sailors. They might drown you in it. I have a few questions first. He looks down at his list of questions. Were you born a landlubber or sea dog? Oh. Salt-born, land-born. So am I from the city or the ocean, the same as yourself? If I knew, I'd tell you I've been all over. Let's go mixed. Mutt wash. Mutt wash. Plenty of those joining. Myself included. Military experience? So, am I a mutt wash who's a criminal, colonial, or am I a merchant? Sell the merchant lines. 12 years. Okay, so we're basically picking our class and where we come from. Very good. What did you trade in? I knew better than to ask. Have you ever fired a weapon? Yes. Have you ever killed a man? Directly or otherwise? No. You're not married, are you? That's irrelevant. Exploration is a dangerous profession. You must understand the risk you're putting yourself in. I won't be missed. Let's leave it there. You better not have a death wish. One must believe they'll return to justify leaving any family in the first place. Yours is counting on that, whatever the circumstances. We're here to find the ship in that bottle. The Viscount. Heard of it? Enlighten me. Ooh, this game is, I'm liking it. He clears his throat. 5 years ago, she set sail on a research expedition towards the Dead Peninsula. They were trying to find and study the absolute magnetic south. If they found it, I might have heard of them. She never came back. Her last known location was 200 miles south of land, presumed lost to the ice. 5 years is a bit late for a rescue operation. They're probably dead. Beginning to sound like a suicide mission, and we're supposed to be chasing this ship. Let's go. 5 years is a bit late for a rescue operation. They're probably dead. Alive or not, their research is supposedly of extreme importance. And we're supposed to be chasing that research? Okay, I can't. Exactly! Let's see. Alright, you have my attention. The captain smiles. Here's what we do know. Not one person or thing has been heard from the Viscount since it first left port. Let me actually. Not one person or thing has been heard from the Viscount since it first left port. So we're chasing ghosts then? Maybe it's a myth. Maybe it isn't. I can assure you the money is real. Those with more money than sense wants that old ship. That's the job. If I don't pick the first mate, somebody else will, and... well... my judge of character's gotten me this far. What of our own ship? We'll be traveling on board the Temperance. She's a beauty, green wood, generational.
Not many like it left these days. The Viscount and the Temperance, their sister ships, built together, sent out into this world to die alone. Poetic. Indeed, I like to think one calls out for the other. The captain looks at the bottled ship. So what do you think? Sounds like you'll need all the help you can get. We will. The captain checks his watch. Anyway, I think I've heard enough. The captain stands up. We leave in a month. Welcome aboard, Shaw. Proverbially speaking. Proverbially speaking? Proverbially speaking. Yeah. Proverbially speaking. There we go. Okay. You're not what I expected. And what did you expect? We're more than our mistakes, Robin. Let people surprise you. I'll see you on the Temperance. I don't know if I can keep doing these voices. Just talking this guy's enough. I have a good feeling about you, Shaw. That makes one of us. The captain makes his way to the door, and you follow. You arrive at the docks, a month to the day. Forgive me, I'm tired. It is late. Let's see. Before you lies a ship. The letters on its side read Temperance. You walk the cobble to the boarding ramp. Beside is a sharply dressed man overseeing the loading of cargo. He turns to you with stern expression. You can feel his eyes assessing you. He's unable to place you. May I have your name? I'm Robin Shaw. Oh, of course. That would make you the captain's choice for first mate, correct? I'm Mr. Templeton. I shall be operating as the chief senior science officer on this expedition. I am also the incumbent representative of our benefactor. Do, however, consider myself and my team at you and the captain's disposal. Mr. Templeton, I look forward to working together. I expect you to be up for the task. Some of the layabouts Hunt hired are questionable at best. No doubt I needed to inform you of your duties. You're second only to Captain Hunt himself. Though I must warn you that you have quite the task ahead. The rabble I've spent the afternoon sorting are the same that you'll have to whip into shape. Punctuality, schedule, a strict adherence is what we need if this expedition is to succeed. I expect you to be the organized sort. You would not have been assigned the role otherwise. I doubt there will be much issue. We can only hope. But your role is more strenuous than it would first seem. Let me know when you're ready to depart. The less valuable time we waste here, the better. Okay. Alright, okay. Let's see. A young man stands at the ramp, stilling himself for the journey ahead. Hesitantly, he begins to drag his feet up the ramp and onto the ship. The Temperance. Hunt's description of the ship was accurate, near identical to the Viscount, bearing some modern additions. And we set sail off onto the water to go find the Viscount. Week 1 week on the Temperance. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Holy shit. That is a beautiful Wow. Just wow. That was really... It's been a month. Let's see. First Mate Shaw personal log. It's been 1 month since I signed on, and 1 week since we've set sail aboard the Temperance. I'm told the waters will get warmer as we pass the hemisphere, before they turn colder. The Temperance. I've never been on a ship like this before. She's magnificent. A technical marvel. Elegant machinery expertly weaved through one of the fastest hardwood ships of its day. Reborn for this mission, breathing again with life, she's simply magnificent. I can't help but wonder who's footing the bill for all this. Certainly not the captain. Such exquisite modifications to the ship mustn't have come cheap. I intend to investigate further. As for its master, he's mostly kept to his quarters so far. I'm not sure what to make of our leader. I've heard the rumors, drinking, desertion. There's probably a good reason he's dressed in antiquities, or antiques. Despite that, I find myself warming to the man. As for the rest of the crew, there are now 22 of us, including the captain. Our next port will be our last before we enter the ice. To pick up the remaining 4 members of the crew, the scouting team, Hunt is also keen to work out a deal on a pack of sledding dogs. The crew are a strange lot, eclectic as the ship itself. One of Hunt's sailors approaches. Joe. Captain wants you at the helm. Good, I want to see him. He leaves. You ascend the stairs to the stern and find the old captain manning the helm of the ship. Ah, Robin. Wait, hold on. Ah, Robin. Lovely day for it, isn't it? Why am I giving them all like British-y? He was not British. What did he sound like before? Ah, Robin. Lovely. You know, I lost his voice. Ah, Robin. Okay, I can't. Lovely day for it, isn't it? It is indeed, Captain. Indeed. It's days like these I make sure to do my share of the selling. He winks. Too old to stomach a storm? Perhaps. Wouldn't want to rob the actual helmsman from the learning experience, though. He thinks for a moment, before stepping aside and stretching out a wrinkled hand. Did you ever take the helm in the Merchant Navy? Or were you stuck carrying crates? Here, why don't you have a try? Are you sure? Yes, this is important. Take the wheel. You grip the wheel of the ship and feel the weight of the waves in your arms. The memory and your muscles rear themselves as you begin to move in time with the ship and the wind. Easy. There, you have it. The captain pats you on the back. Fantastic. Now try to get a sense of where we are. Get some perspective. Okay. So I can zoom and I can pan. Peaceful, isn't it? Yeah, agreed. It is. Panning and zooming speeds can be adjusted in the setting menu. Okay, I think I'm gonna go ahead and put the zooming speed up to like maybe 7. Let me see how that goes. Okay, maybe honestly faster. I'm just gonna max it out, and then the panning speed I might also max out. Apply. Oh, I didn't. He takes the wheel back from you. I think I'll drink the morning in a little longer. Would you mind preparing my quarters for the day's work? There's much to do.
Okay. Alright, so I can pan much faster now. And I can zoom much faster. Okay. So do I want to go to the captain's cabin or forecastle? I will go to captain's cabin. He's got a tub, a painting, he's got the desk, and he's got take requests. Okay, so take requests. You take a seat at the end of the room. The captain joins you. Oh, this is so cool! This is so cool! Now, let's run through our provisions before taking requests. To start, there's 23 souls signed on to this expedition, ourselves included. That's 16 free to be assigned to tasks. If they aren't already busy, the rest are deployed to their permanent stations. You are only able to deploy crew who you have discovered. They must be in good health and not otherwise deployed to another post. We'll be picking up the scouting crew at next port. The lot of us also seem to be in good spirits. The expedition will end tearing itself apart if you end the week with no decorum left. So make sure that this number doesn't hit 0. We've enough provisions for at least 6 months in case of emergency. If you cannot afford the minimum food rations at the end of a week, crew will become unless cured, the malnourished status will develop into scurvy, a severe status effect that prevents crew from working, eventually killing them at the end of a week. And more than enough fuel to see us there and back again. Colder temperatures will increase the minimum fuel required at the end of a week. So, if you cannot afford that minimum fuel, crew will become freezing. So, if I don't have enough food, they're gonna get scurvy, which they'll be malnourished first, then they'll get scurvy. And if I don't have enough fuel, they'll be freezing. And if we don't have enough deuterium at the end of a week, we lose. Unless cured, the freezing status will develop into frostbite, a severe status effect that prevents crew from working, eventually killing them at the end of the week. So the same thing as scurvy. So frostbite and scurvy are bad, don't ever let it get there. The sledding dogs, well, they're still a matter of negotiation. Dogs will be needed to send sledding teams out to gather resources on the ice. Sending hunts out further requires a greater amount of dogs. They will rest and become available between the weeks. Now, on to work. So do I want to talk to Cordal or Corvid? I think I want to talk to Cordal first. She has a dog. Have you agreed upon my conditions? To the point, eh? Shaw? Shaw, this is Lady Cordal. Cordal here is to provide us with the kennel of hounds for the sleds. And our agreement was that she would train them up until we part ways at the nearest island. But you neglected to inform me that you were bringing my dogs through the Pell Passage. I had no intention of sending the pack to its death. You seem to have good faith in this expedition. It's one thing to ask for my whole kennel. It's another to drag them into the ice to chase a myth. Never before has a buyer been so dishonest. And never before has a seller made such strong demands. And what exactly are these demands? She demands we allow her to come along on the expedition as a member of the crew. None on this ship have the experience and familiarity with these dogs that I possess. If you are taking them to such a brutal location, they will need me to guide them if you have any chance of survival. The humans on board too, of course. Of course. You can see my dilemma, Shaw. Bringing on another member of the crew is a risk, but our hands may be tied. Your thoughts? I don't see the harm in having an expert on the sled dogs. A good point, Shaw. He turns to her. This deal is already to your benefit. Do you have anyone on board with extensive training in the management and ruling of dogs? Your sleds are useless if you can't control the dogs efficiently enough to haul them, and I would like to ensure my dogs are treated properly.
I hope you are as experienced as you claim, Cordell. Well, let's go. Welcome aboard, Cordell. Your knowledge should prove valuable. Invaluable. All right, lady. I'll have a room prepared for you below deck. No need. You'll find me in the forecastle with the dogs. Okay, so she gonna get fleas. I hope I'm not making a mistake, Shaw. So we've got 14 dogs. We've got another crew member. Corvid, what do you want to talk about, brother? A sailor enters. We found a stowaway in the lower hold. That is definitely not his voice. Bring them in. Another sailor enters, leading a young man by their side. You know, you're not the first stowaway I've had. The captain studies them further. You know where we're heading, don't you? I do, sir. The ice. Did you know that before you climbed inside that crate? I did, sir. Har. Har? Har? I don't know. Har? What does he mean by that? Har. How old are you? You're hardly a useful pair of hands. Not true. I can pull my weight, sir. Do you know your... There's so many real voices. Do you know your jaboom from your bowsprit? I do. I learned it all from my dad. Da? Your da? Oh, God. How do I... He's Ward's son. Followed him on board back in the city. What should we do with him, Captain? Well, Shaw. Hunt eyes you up. You're first, mate. What should we do with him? Okay, so he's a kid. Probably not going to be very useful, to be honest. He might just end up being another mouth to feed, but he could end up being useful, or he could end up being really bad for us, right? Like, that's the point, is that each of these characters could be bad or good. So I've kept the sled lady. Nah. Ditch him when we make next port. We don't need more mouths to feed, or drop them off at our next stop, leave them with enough money to catch a boat. Let's leave them with enough money to catch a boat. I didn't think it pertinent to bring any money to a frozen desert, did you? Best hope the boy's father has enough to keep them going. The two sailors drag the stowaway boy back below deck, taking him to see his father in the crew cabins. And what of the father? Should we drop him off with the boy? Oh, I didn't realize that the father was going to be one of the... If we put his son off the ship. He goes as well. And why should I be one man down instead of one over? He'll be too busy wondering if his son is safe to be committed to the mission. His shares to be divided between the rest of us. I'm making a profit here. I'm not in the habit of separating families. He'll be too busy wondering if his son is safe to be committed to the mission. Indeed, and if he doesn't care at all, then why would such a man care for us beyond his promised pay? That settles it then. They'll both go. Well, that matter's sorted. Finish requests. I don't think I'm gonna keep doing these voices. My throat. Now that that's all settled, I have one more errand for you to run. Hunt. Could you grab the Stoke brothers and order them to meet me up deck after dinner? Hefty lads, red hair. You couldn't mistake them for another. This doesn't matter. The first officer need concern themselves with. They'll be down in the middle pack. In the meantime, you should grab a copy of the crew manifest to get acquainted with more of the crew. Okay. I want to go to the forecastle. Door appears to be locked. You can hear the killmaster preparing the room inside. Okay. The mast. Upon closer inspection, you make out the ship's photographer, Kasha Belford, balanced on the ship's mast with her camera, lining up a photo. Snapping a shot, she clambers down, only noticing you on her landing. Okay, maybe I'm gonna keep doing voices. It's more fun that way. Oh! Oh, Officer Shaw? It's about time I met the first officer of the ship. Kasha Belford. You seem to already know my name. How so? I do my research. I suppose there was some sort of rule against what I was doing up there. Deepest apologies, but sometimes there's a shot you just cannot pass up. An accomplished photographer, Kasha Belford won the Fintler Prize, the highest honor in journalism, for her work covering plague outbreaks and riots in the capital. It came as a surprise to many that such a reputable journalist would take such an interest in this expedition. There was scarcely any chance of Hunt or the benefactor turning her away. You expected someone of her accolades to be older, more experienced. This is likely her first time on the sea like this. Her accomplishments surely outweigh her youth. Inexperience is a matter of interest, but her accolades speak for themselves. The cold game! Picture that as a header. What? For the piece on this voyage. I'm trying to come up with a snappy name. Nobody will read it if the title sounds like the work of an amateur. It sounds fine to me. I like it. Kasha places a finger to her chin, squinting her eyes in thought. It's not perfect, but it's a work in progress. Plenty of time. We haven't even hit the ice yet. It's just all so exciting already. I suppose in your experience, the open ocean is the home of the mundane. Though I suppose you never traveled this far south on the merchant lines. You know who I am? Of course! I thoroughly researched the crew of the Temperance. It may seem somewhat excessive, but I feel it's necessary for a proper chronicling. That and plenty of pictures. Don't worry, Shaw. You don't have a reputation that sets you apart from the rest. A celebrity like Kurt Darling's presence will dwarf any rumors that could form around you. That reminds me, he'll be joining us at next port. I should get his picture at some point. Kasha holds up her camera with a sense of pride before holding it up to her face. Stand still, Shaw. Picture taken. The captain sent me to grab a copy of the manifest. Oh, yes. I'm putting together a manifest of the crew for you. She hands you an annotated document. Here it is, the crew manifest. Okay, so 510. Joseph Yogren. Emilia Corvid Sparrow. Is this a man or a woman? Ice savvy, they're all sailors. Killian Smurf Sanders. And then undiscovered. Engineers, scientists, specialists. Rufus Hunt. Captain Ice Savvy Muttwash. Kasha Belford. Photographer, Landborn. Robin Shaw. So I'm just like a regular guy, okay? And then Richard Templeton. Science officer, Landborn. Key items, the accordion. Camera, which is Kasha's camera, okay. Oh no, did I click? I clicked through her text. If you could ask the others to get their portraits taken, I'd be very grateful. Don't want to leave anyone out. I'll see what I can do. I'll not disturb you with work any further, officer. I have a few more shots I want to get before the sun lowers anyhow. Safe shots, officer. Don't worry. You leave her to her work. Huh. 2 Johns. You spot a large man with a youthful gait, carrying a heavy crate over his shoulder with relative ease.
A young man? Oh, you're Officer Shaw. He gives a bright, warming smile. Okay, maybe, hold on, bright, warming. 2 Johns? That's what they call me. I'm sure you'll get your nickname later. 2 Johns attempts to offer a handshake but loses control of the crate. He struggles before firmly holding it in place with both hands. Maybe later. Work awaits. John added to the manifests. It's still locked. Kennel master preparing the room. Captain's cabin. Nothing going on out here. Below deck. Is that an accordion? Oh wait, okay, we go below deck again. Whole bunch of people. You find yourself almost knocking over a man carrying a heavy pot. Careful, careful! You almost got drenched in broth. Why is he Italian? Why is he Italian, huh? Why does he get the paparia? Apologies, I'm in a rush. On request for Hunt. You're the ship's cook, are you not? Indeed I am, and I've got a full plate on my hands, butter in the bun. You hear a roar from the other side of the door. Oi, what's holding you up? Oh my god. The cook shakes his head with a smile and chuckles slightly to himself. He grabs the large pot, preparing to make his way to the hungry crew before turning his head to you. If you don't mind, could you carry that tray of biscuits behind me? Wait, is this bad? Is this racially motivated? Carry the tray, whatever. You grab the plate and follow the cook out the door into the table where the crew are waiting, with bared breath. Upon the cook's arrival, the sailors let out a rowdy cheer, the ship's cook placing the broth upon the table. Trust me, fellas, this one is worth the wait. The cook speaks with a tone of pride as he ladles the broth into the bowls of the crew. Oi, one at a time, you animals! Ward! You're awfully handsy for only one arm. Piss off, Junior. Got some bread here too, grab it fast before Tucker beats you to it. Why are they all Italian? The crew laugh and are merry as Junior guides you back through the kitchen. You Junior? I take that to mean Hunt told you about me, sent you to fetch me, did he? Did he not give you a description, or were you just not paying attention to the cook? Well, Hunt wished to see you as soon as possible. It's possible. Oh yes, good old Hunt. Never a rest on this ship, let me tell you. Especially when Hunt takes a liking to you. Alright, you know what? I'm okay with this. So Tucker and... So that means we've met more of our people, right? Yeah. 2 Johns, Smorf, Sanders. We's meeting them all, you know? We's meeting them all. They specialists. We got the cook. Can't lose the cook. We can't lose the cook. The cook's the guy. The crew have their meal. It passes in relative silence. The crew return to their posts. The hammocks are unfurled in preparation for the evening. Twilight falls. The dinner table. Over dinner, you overhear the stowaway speaking with a one-armed man. You'll be dropped off at next port then. You can talk the captain into letting me stay, right? Can't talk Hunt into anything when his mind's made up. Besides, he's right. But I can help! You're lucky he didn't throw you overboard. When we make land, I'm making sure you catch a trip back home. I'll be back after this. Not soon enough. Doug Ward added to the manifest. I also don't want the dude's kid to die. I think he'll probably appreciate it once we're in like a really bad situation. He'll be like, thank you, I'm glad my son's not here. It was really nice that he's not. Yeah, if a dad watches his kids die, that's just gonna be not good for anybody. Mr. Gloss! You spot one of Templeton's science team pacing around the middeck, searching through some luggage that has been pulled from a cabin. Let me look in the light. Where was it now? He notices you. Officer Shaw, correct? Dwight Glossley. Apologies, I seem to have misplaced something while settling in the cabin. A bottle of wine, actually. Perhaps one of the sailors took it? Goodness, I would hope not. My wife and I brought a bottle to celebrate with. To be saved for the journey back, of course. Well, if you find it, please let me know. Dwight Glossley. Okay, and he's got a thing-a-liquor. What's my cabin like? My journal. Okay, so this is my cabin. First crew. That's my jacket. All my stuff. Okay. Ascend. Templeton. You spot Templeton looking out into the sunset. As you approach, he turns to you and nods. Oh god, what's his voice? Ah, Officer Shaw. It will be some time before we see a sunset such as this again. The light distribution towards the southern pole is quite the change. Sentimental? In a sense. Templeton keeps his focus on the reflection of the setting sun over the stirring waters of the ocean. There is great expectation upon us, officer. Oh wait. There is great expectation upon us, officer. From who? Who is this benefactor of ours? Are you feeling the pressure, Mr. Templeton? Do you think Captain Hunt is up to the task? From who? Who is this benefactor of ours? That is not for you to know. Not yet. Templeton looks down, catching his reflection in the ocean surface. He looks back up at the sunset. Quite the sight, but I wouldn't linger upon it too long. We should retire for the evening. It's important the first officer be well rested. Hold E to advance the next week. Alright, week 2! Week 1's done. Food rations. Normal. Oh boy. Should I go ahead and just start rationing? Fuel rations, the fuel spend of the week. Half rations and none. So let's just keep it normal. Yeah, let's just keep it normal, I mean. Yeah, normal. That's fine. So we spent 48 fuel and 48 food, which is the normal amount. Which will leave us with 4 if we get down twice. End of week 1. Runt leaves the expedition at Orca Island. Runt's father leaves the expedition at Orca Island. The ship makes its last port at Orca Island. Cordell's sledding dogs are picked up. The scouting crew and Kurt Darling are picked up. The days are getting brighter as you move further south. So we got rid of Runt and his father. Okay. They'd be there for themselves anyways, I think, if it was a father and his kid. "2 weeks on the Temperance. There's a tap on your cabin door. Who goes there?" The door swings open to reveal Kurt Darling, all but filling its frame, grinning ear to ear. "There you are, Officer Shaw!" The ship's navigator is a difficult man to miss. Stature and reputation precede him. Adorned with a slew of apparatus, this seemingly one-man expedition would be known to anyone following the heyday of exploration, and the merchandising that followed. I know little of the man. His reputation is indeed great, but the man behind the legend is but a stranger. Hiding away from the rest of us, are you? No, I'm simply busy. Of course. The role of the first mate must surely take up a great deal of your time. Apologies for not stopping by sooner, Shaw. I've been busy myself. It took a while to set up my team, and a great deal of the crew were quite eager to meet me. That's right, you're something of a celebrity, aren't you? I take that to mean you haven't heard of me before? Well, that is a pleasant surprise. There aren't many who haven't seen my films, particularly in this line of work. More than one fellow on this crew said my work inspired them to explore the world. Quite the honor, is it not? I'm certain you receive the praise of Tim often. Not as often as you would think. I suppose I did get distracted, didn't I? Anyways, I was hoping you'd join me up deck. Does Hunt require my presence? No, No, no. We finally entered the pack. I thought you'd want to see it for yourself. I'll be right behind you, Kurt. Kurt turns to walk away before turning back. Oh, and enjoy your morning. It's a good day, Shaw. Arr. He leaves. Kurt Darling added to the manifest. So he's a film star? Like, when does this take place? I actually don't know. Okay, so it could be like a fantasy world, because if it was... There's cameras... Well, it was a city that looked really like... I don't even know how to explain it. Doors of the doctor's office remains locked. Seems the good doctor isn't in. Or perhaps enjoying his sleep. You are yet to come across the ship's doctor, even after all this time. Okay, so we're not even sure if we have a doctor. Okay, interesting. Join Kurt at the bow. At the stern, you notice an older sailor at the helm. The old man takes in a deep breath in the cold air before letting out a satisfied exhale. Morning. And a good morning to you. Okay, that's definitely not his voice. He eyes you up. Officer Shaw. Okay, no, hold on. Officers. Officers. Old man. Officer Shaw, right? Officer Shaw. Right? I can't find his voice. Lefty. Call me that on account of, well, should be obvious. He chuckles. Don't worry about the bad sight. This is all I feel. This is all Phil. Just keeping her steady. He examines you. Surprised hunt picked from outside for his first mate. Assure you, would you prefer the role? I'm surprised as well. He seems the insular type. He is. You must be something special for Hunt to look outside the ranks. You've got the experience at least. Merchant Navy's quieter, though. Mornings like these are about the only peace I get from the younger lot. You should take these moments when you can. Lefty returns his attention to the helm. As you get older, I suppose you learn to value the quiet moments, eh? Let us hope we're just as diligent when we're old and gray. Myself before you, of course. Harold Turner. Lefty. Sailor in Saltborn. Join Kurt at the bow. You join Kurt at the bow of the ship. You both feel the temperance break the floes below you. Gripping the railing, he draws an enormous breath. The footing beneath rises as the ship mounts an impending ice floe. There is a moment's hesitation before a profound crack relieves the ship, cascading across the ice. He exhales. See? Nothing else like it. You weren't wrong. It's something. All right. Look at the ice. No two cracks are the same. All caused by us? By the laws of nature, this place wants us dead. And yet, here we are, traversing in harmony. How fantastic is that? I assumed you've seen everything. A younger me would have agreed with you. It's an interesting mix, nostalgia and the never-ending new. Indeed. How far are we from land? We're about a week's sail from the last known location of the old Viscount. Assuming she isn't exactly where they left her, we can't take smooth sailing for granted. Same goes for this daylight. It won't remain this bright for so long once winter encroaches. Beautiful as the ice is, on this course it's going to get thicker. He looks out across the white. We won't be so confident when the leads dry up and we're stuck here till the next cycle. We need to change course. Avoid the pack. Have you informed Captain Hunt? He won't listen to me. Thinks I've been doled by retirement. I've probably seen more ice than he has whiskey. It's not my decision. Yes, but you have the captain's ear. Have you ever experienced the long night winter? It's not pleasant, to say the least. If it comes to that, we'll adapt. Ha! I can see why he hired you. You should understand, Robin. We're only as good as the unhappiest man. Cheer up, then. Kurt smiles. I'll do what I can. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. Kurt nods and turns back to look across the ice. This game is beautiful. Like, really, this game is so nice looking. Like, holy crap. Oh my gosh, how far can I zoom? Okay, so we're in, like, puddles of ice right now. It's very beautiful. I like it a lot. This is a very beautiful game. Alright, take requests. Oh, Shaw. Ready for another day of work. Did you hear Kurt's advice? He wants us to switch course. Aye, he had a few words to share. He may have been an expert in his time, but these days, Kurt is one with more money than sense. Anyway, back to work. I was hoping you'd help me work through a few more requests from the crew. You may have noticed the line pulling up outside. Everyone wants something, it seems. Call them in as you please. Okay, so I can talk to Hammond, Kasha, or Corvid first. Let's talk to Kasha. Captain Shaw! A thought occurred to me the other day while looking through the crew manifest, and, well, it might be too late for this now that we've already entered the ice. Out with it. I thought it would be good to have individual photos of the full crew. For your report? Not only my report, it would be good reference for the manifest. Put faces to the names. Much of this crew has served me for years, some decades. I have little problem putting faces to the names. Your thoughts, Shaw? Waste of time, we should be bracing ourselves for the ice, not posting pictures of this like that. It's not enough, we may as well get rid of it. It seems a good idea. Also, it's in here. Sentimental of this expedition, are you? Some proper photographs will have some historical weight to it. Well, Bearfold, I see no problem there. I'll arrange for the pictures to be taken before the crew have their dinner. Thank you, Captain Shaw. In the meantime, I'll attempt to get as many individual crew photos as I can. You're still welcome to help on that matter, Officer Shaw. She departs, satisfied. Corbin. Captain, word's gotten around about the stowaway and their father we removed last week. It has? Oh, goodness. Aye. And their thoughts? Seems to have gone down easy enough, especially without the Daw still here to kick up a fuss. It smoothed over as soon as they realized they'd be getting extra breakfast. That's good. Still down a man, though. We'll have to see if that comes back on us. Oh, no, it will, won't it? Hammond. A short, sour-faced man in engineer clothing approaches. Are you acting daft, Hunt? Not with intention. Not bloody surprised you didn't notice. Shaw, this is our chief engineer, Clive Hammond. An opinionated one. What is it, Hammond? We've hit the ice, and you haven't assigned any extra men down on the boiler. You have your engineering team. And we've only got 6 arms between us. I need more manpower maintaining this, sailors. Many of the crew have their own tasks they're busy with. I know I've already assigned Smurf on a matter. The captain turns to you. How many do you think is fair? 1, 3. More. Open the crew manifest to choose how many sailors you wish to assign to keep the ship running. Some choices require you to assign crew from your manifest. In this choice, you may choose the amount to assign. Okay, so Smurf is deployed, and I can get any of them to go. I feel like these people are not going to be good for it. I don't want the scientists to be down there. Specialists are all doing different things. So I probably want to send one of these guys. Maybe Joe.
Yeah, send Joe. Send Joe and Corvid then. Confirm. You can take Corvid and Joe. You'll have to do with 2, I'm afraid. The engineer holds his tongue. Fine. But you can tell me But you can tell me how wrought I was when we're buried under the ice. He leaves. Why did I go Irish, Aussie, and British on that one guy? A good spirit, that one, beneath the oil and the temper. You won't be seeing much of him, though. Prefers to barrow himself into the boiler room. Okay. I like him. Good to have all that settled then. Perhaps we shouldn't rule out old Kurt so easily. If the man thinks there could be an alternative path through the ice, he's free to search for it. Shaw, meet with him when you have time. Change of course or not, we'll want one of his scouts set up in the crow's nest. Take care of that, then you'll be done for the day. Okay, so let's go ahead and, while examining the rigging of the ship, your eyes notice a figure darting by, climbing on the ropes with ease. The figure lands on their feet before dusting themselves off. Their outfit denotes one of Kurt's scouting crew. Ah, no problems. She looks to you. And you are? Officer Shaw, yourself? Flick, I'm one of Kurt's crew. Don't worry about my safety. I know what I'm doing, trust me. Kurt doesn't just hire anyone. Well, he didn't hire me for no reason. Got the medals in gymnastics if you're worried about my credentials. Flick jumps up and returns to scaling the rigging of the ship. Soren Killipper, really good at climbing, I see. Alright, let's talk to the navigator. Send me up there, I'll get you a reading. The scientist eyes the man's cane and turns to you. I believe the navigator means to send one of his scouts. The navigator clears his throat and taps his cane. Of course, if you find one of mine, they'll get us a reading rightly. Some choices require you to assign a certain type of crew. In this choice, you may only assign scouts. Well, let's go ahead and send Flick. They ascend to the nest and take a reading with the sextant. All clear from up top. Orca Island. Return. The last known location of Viscount, your destination. The last port you made where you picked up Kurt and the scouting team from. Approach the sick young man. Seasick. You spot a youthful-looking man leaning over the side of the ship, his head slumped as he looks into the icy pool below. It appears he's been visited by a spot of seasickness. You okay? You speak out and the sickly man doesn't answer. He raises his head and turns to spy you, his eyes widening in shock as he does. A bespectacled young man, shaking with unease. He stares at you for a brief moment, a look of shame plastered upon his face. Sorry? Are you alright? Yes. Well, not really. I'm very sorry. And turns around and hurriedly runs in the opposite direction, avoiding your gaze. Arthur Nutley. Alright. You overhear two of the newly arrived scouting crew talking. Yorick the Third. Ah, Quilsley! Have you any trouble settling? Not too bad. I can't wait for a chance to sleep, though. A proper navigator never rests until their work is done. Of course, of course. I take it you had no issue settling in? Not at all. The crew are a funny lot. Oh, Kurt certainly caught their attention. Oh, do you think any of them would mistake Kurt and myself? I think you'd collapse from joy if they did. Oh, perhaps. Yorick and Hadrian. You spot a suspicious-looking sailor emerge from the pantry. The hooded sailor spots you, keeping their hands firmly in their pockets. Not what it looks like, Officer Shaw. Black, but call me Gnomes. I'm not thieving anything. I hadn't considered that, but now. You think I protest too much then? No worries, I was just setting up a practical joke.
Not going to spoil the surprise. It's not at your expense if that's your concern. Have to get some enjoyment around here, don't you think? Their mysterious trap set, Gnome scurries off to the upper decks and returns to work. Okay, let's go into the pumps. Nothing. Let's go into the pantry. The hells was that? Gnomes! You wipe the flour off you before continuing. Tinned food. Crate of tinned food. You lift a crate of tins from the shelves. Approach the accordionist. He spots you and ceases his playing. Need something? Nice accordion. Do you mind if I see? Accordion player takes a step back as you approach. You can see from there, no touching. You're Grimly, aren't you? The man grunts. Aye. Grimly Stoke. I'm the ship's carpenter. Ah, then you're Junior's brother. Junior? Oh, you're sure. Junior mentioned you. It was good to meet you, Grimly. Grimly just grunts in response. Won't keep you from your work. Don't keep me from my break. Okay. I'm alright with that. One step ahead of me. I'm gonna change these voices every single time. Junior. One step ahead of me. If you add those tins to the hoosh, we should be good for dinner. What's on the menu this week? Feed the hoosh pot. Resource items may be spent here for instant effects, increasing food or changing the status of. Crate of tin food. We're making hoosh. Sealed sustenance prepared by the Apparition Tinning Company. Apparition Tinning Company? Yeah, add that hoosh. Feed the hoosh pot. We already fed it. We're done. Cool. Now we go back in the pantry, because it said there was something to do in here. We're good. Okay. Is that all? I'm confused. Do I not? Alright, call the crew for dinner. The crew have their meal. Harsh, shall we toast to the ice? Aye! The days get longer, but dinner is fixed. It will see us through the long days and the darkest nights. The crew return to their posts. The hammocks are unfurled in preparation for the evening. You can't help but notice that it's still bright light outside. Okay. You notice two sailors passing by from the dinner table. An inebriated sailor on wobbling legs leaning on the shoulder of another. Ah, good times, good times. Need to learn to handle your drink, Tucker. But I'm fine. My mates can carry me a cavity. They can also drop you. Have two Johns carry you next time. Are you asleep? Shit. Okay. What just happened? Oh, okay. I was off in the ether for a second. Okay, up we go. You overhear two engineers chatting above deck. Or rather, you overhear one engineer speaking with another. Don't know how the chief could stay down there all evening. You ever see Mr. Hammond eat? I haven't. Maybe he doesn't even eat. Man's not human if you can work all day and night on that boiler. Probably doesn't sleep either. Grips and Dick. Really? Grips, Dick. Okay, bud. He probably sleeps. Hey, Dick, it's figurative. Right. Ricky Flogs and Gareth Forsetter. Okay. Enter the forecastle. Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 good boys. Purse the dogs. The dogs regard her with rapt attention as she paces between them, bowl in hand. The largest joins her side as you approach. Try some. What's in it? Caviar and rose petals. Try the soup. You nearly burn your mouth in the hot broth. Surprisingly tasty. You seem to enjoy it. I'm afraid there is only so much. If you want more, it will be among the songs left over. Penguin, some blubber, fats and proteins, fastest way to hydrate them. Was there something you needed? Just inspecting the animals. They belong here more than we do. Unlike us, they need the ice. It cools them through their paws as they run. They'd overheat otherwise. Strong creatures. Very. They handle stress differently, adapt quickly. There's plenty to be learned from them. You've been on the ice for a long time. A long time, yes. Who's that beside you? This is Stanberry. You love these animals? They need me, and you'll need them. You ruffle its head. It tries to lick the broth from your fingers. Alright, you know what? I like the doggies. I like the doggos. I've done it. I said I liked them. You know, let us continue. Week 3. So, food rations. The food rations per crew member this week. Normal 2. Let's... half normal. Fuel spend. Okay, we're just gonna have to go with what it gave us, I guess. Confirm. Are we running out of fuel? Another week passes. The Temperance has finally entered the thick ice leads. The days grow ever brighter. Week 3. 3 weeks on the Temperance. Okay. Let's go below deck. Pumps. They're sleeping. They're sleeping. There's another spot down that we can't go yet. Okay. Oh my gosh. Ice for days. Holy crap. So we're just cutting straight through this giant thing of ice. Alright. I guess do whatever you got to. Dang. Well, we go to the captain's cabin. Take requests. Captain Hunt appears to be absent. His chair is unoccupied. Wait for Captain Hunt. The whole room shudders. Oh boy. Yep. This is where it happens. We're gonna get stuck, aren't we? Oh god. Examine the problem. What in the... Well, I was worried about this. Look at that ice. We could be trapped for a while. Strong pressures, as if we didn't have enough bother. Well, no need mucking around. Let's get to work. Where's Hunt? I'll grab him. I'm sure he felt it too. Shall I check the boiler room? I'm sure the mole man has problems of his own. Not to worry, everyone. We'll be free and moving again before you know it. Back to work. Okay. Kasha. Officer Shaw, what happened? Ship's come to a stop. I almost flung my camera into the wall. We didn't hit anything, did we? Have you seen Hunt? Not since this morning. He was going to speak with Grimley about the lifeboats last I heard. Grimley. Ship's stuck then. If you're looking for Hunt, you just missed him.
How? We didn't cross paths? Don't ask me. I'm going to check with my brother. Okay. What in the hell? Oh my gosh, the boiler room. Okay. So the scientists and the... if I've made any errors, I tell ya, it's secure, don't you worry. They notice you. Sure you're aware of the situation. What's happening? Impressive machine in this boiler. I'm sure you're aware of the situation. What's happening? I am ensuring that the boiler was not damaged in the sudden commotion. And I told you that if it was, you'd already know. I'm not in the business of making mistakes. I know that if the furnace goes, we go down with it. Yes, but you're only one man with just a pair of engineers as assistants. Just looking at the number of valves, it seems far too much for you to handle. Maybe your bloody benefactor should have considered that. I've gotten used to it by now. It will hold, trust me. I will have to, won't I? I don't fancy staying on the ship any longer than necessary. It's imperative we break free from the ice as quick as possible. Hammond eyes you, a grimace on his face. First mate's here, but where's the one who got us into this bloody mess? He's a difficult one to find. Indeed, he is. I have a suspicion as to where he may be now. We're on a ship, an unmoving one at that. The man cannot simply disappear. If he is anywhere, he must be in his cabin. When you find the man, give him an earful on my... Can't do it myself, too busy keeping us alive. Templeton gives a nod. I believe you and I both owe our good captain a visit, Shaw. But you should call the crew for dinner first. Routine is important, especially now. Not before we fed this furnace. Mind grabbing some coal from the bunker, Shaw? Are you afraid of dirty hands like Mr. Templeton over here? Alright, I'll get you some coal. Grab some coal. Come down to the depths, eh? She goes, so do we. Feed the furnace. Okay, I gotta get some stuff first. Coal bunker. 1 sack of coal. Coal goes in, we stay alive. Really is that simple. Feed the furnaces. Stack of coal. From the Temperance coal bunker, a piece of home to feed the furnace. Feed the furnace. Alright. And we found out how to cure the crew of freezing. You emerge from the deck to find the crew readying themselves for dinner despite the ice. Some seem nervous, others as if nothing has changed at all. The hoosh pot. What will it be this week, Shaw? Let's go in. Let's grab a tin. Go here. Feed the hoosh! And then... let's go talk to Hunt first. He's not in his cabin. You serious? Okay. Officer Shaw, it would appear we've stopped. Curious. Hunt was warned of this pathway, was he not? Even I could see the risk, and yet an experienced sailor carried on. I wonder what goes through that man's head. You tickle it behind the ears. You scratch its head. You rub its chin. You rub its belly. It offers you its paw. You ruffle its fur. I like these dogs. You bark back at it. You nod knowingly at it. You stroke its head. You pat its back. You pat its head. You stroke its head. I like these dogs. I like them a lot. You pat its back. You rub its belly. You know it noddingly at it. You tickle it behind the ears. You ruffle its fur. You pat its head. You rub its chin. You bark back at it. And you scratch its head. Okay, anyways. Dinner. Dinner. We need din-din, man. We need din-din in our bellies. In our bellies. Let's eat. The crew have their meal. The dinner is shared. The crew return to their posts. The hammocks are unfurled in preparation for the evening.
You can't help but notice there's still bright light outside. You didn't see him either? He didn't pass by, but his cabin door was locked when I checked. Slippery bastard. What are you thinking, Hunt? So, Grimly... Okay, so... Keep it up, lads! We'll set ourselves right in no time. Hold on. Keep it up, lads. We'll set ourselves right in no time. Ah, Shaw! I just saw Templeton entering the captain's cabin. Seems Hunt's holed himself up in there. Maybe if you had a word with our good captain, he'd be willing to lend a hand. Okay, you are joking. We're actually frozen in. There's no... How are you gonna get out of this? We're literally frozen in the ice. Explain that to me. Speak to Templeton. I was informed that he was here. Where could he have hidden himself? Oh my god, he's in the bath. He has to be in here. Check under his desk. I highly doubt. Oh my gosh. I highly doubt he's cowering beneath the table, Shaw. Aye! The captain's laugh rings out from behind the doors. The captain watches you both, his head swaying as he chuckles to himself. You're a surprisingly difficult man to get a hold of, Hunt, seeing that this is your ship. Ha! I know it well. Hunt's eyes turn to you. I believe you two are already acquainted. How long have you been drinking? I don't suppose you care to join? Hunt shakes his hip flask as he holds it out, whiskey sloshing and spilling from the top. And what of you, Shaw? I can tempt you with some sweet nectar. You'll be more than fine with a drink in you. Ah, well, your loss. You intend to offer drinks at a time like this? The ship, your ship, it's trapped in the ice. It's my ship now, is it? And what do you expect me to do? Get the shovels out? You could at least do your work. I've carried your load until then. Carrying my load is your job. That's what you signed up for, isn't it? Mr. Hunt. Captain. If you are not fit to stand, then you should retire for the night. Shaw will stand in your stead, and we can continue in the morning. And abandon my duty? No captain who would do that is a fit captain, wouldn't you agree? Well, not you, Shaw. Isn't that right? What do you think makes for a good leader? Do you think you could live with yourself? They all act like the choice is the difficult part. The choice is easy, Shaw. Instinctual. It's not being able to sleep after. That's what they never prepare you for. But I'm serious, Shaw. To you, what makes a good leader? We don't have time for... In a word, then. What makes a leader? Understanding, control, or willpower? Willpower. Willpower? Explain. The power to make the decisions that will last with you. The power to challenge yourself to exceed your perceived limitations, or the ability to press forward no matter the circumstances to never give up. The ability to press forward no matter the circumstances to never give up is what I think most people would agree is what makes a leader. The ability to press forward no matter the circumstances to never give up. And if your crew submits before you do, I don't think they'd appreciate being pushed forward in a hopeless situation. You can look to someone always pressing on against all odds and call that bravery. Others would call it fatal stubbornness. If one's to die, they'd prefer to be with their boots off, laying in bed with a full belly. Would a good leader deny them that? Speaking in platitudes will do you no good. Oh god, why am I? A good leader is something more than a single rule you were told to follow. When you see one, you just know. You have wasted enough time pining philosophical. Oh my apologies. I'll ask the real questions. Shaw, look at where we are. Do you honestly think we're going to survive this? I had no assumptions on returning alive. Well, you best form some. Wouldn't just be your life you're throwing away. The captain laughs. Shaw, nobody knows we're out here. That doesn't leave this room. No. Wouldn't want to upset your employer. Our benefactor. We all want to be paid after this, don't we? Enough! If you weren't fit to lead this expedition, you should not have agreed to it. You shouldn't be. None of us should be here. Old Kurt paid handsomely to join. You're just a botanist sent to keep an eye on me. A doctor. And then there's me. What are we actually searching for? Hunt chuckles, gesticulating mockingly with his hands. Ghosts. Templeton opens the door. The captain needs his rest. We'll discuss this once he's of sound mind. I don't want Hunt to die and not be able to. Go on now, Shaw. I'll be alright here. He's gonna die. Someone's gonna kill him. Okay. Captain Hunt needs his sleep. It would appear the pressures of command have greatly affected him. You should find some rest yourself. The crew have their commands. Clear your head and we will continue on the morn. Oh boy. Alright. I need to feed the ship, don't I? Our engineer boy is not there, so we should be good. Grimly. Enter your cabin. Open your journal. Another week passes. The Temperance has finally entered the thick ice leads. The day grows ever brighter. There's nothing else to do. One would think to be. Instead, the man has squirreled himself within his office, an odd one. Okay. We continue the week. Week 4. On we go! To week number 4. You awake to a room awash with green. There's a loud banging on your door and a familiar voice speaks from behind the wood. Shaw, are you in there? Shaw! Hammond, what's going on? Why is everything green? Never mind the green, the boiler's in serious trouble. Pumps need manned and we need to stop the whole system overheating. Okay, I'm going everywhere. Every which way. All these characters are just, they have mixes. And I don't need to tell you, if the furnace goes, we go. Lead the way then, we don't have a moment to spare. Right, let's move. We need to find the captain. Alright, up. Boiler's overheating. Kasha rushes up, holding her camera tight as the ship rumbles. What's happening? Are we going under? Not if we can help it. Out of the way. It's safe to go up top, right? That Aurora, it's a shot I can't miss. Kasha steps back before snapping a photograph of the steering cameras. Holy crap. We are embedded in the ice. The lights of the Aurora flicker over the pale ice. Oh boy. Templeton? Nothing. Visibly perturbed, he takes a moment to compose himself. Even the tub is empty. Why would you expect him to be in the tub? Not important. This doesn't make sense. The man seemed barely fit to crawl himself into bed earlier. What? Hammond turns to you. Alright, Shaw. Captain's missing. You're in charge. We can't give up on Hunt that easily. I bloody well can. He missed his chance to take the reins. Yes, indeed. The crew are no doubt waking at this moment. They're no doubt scared, confused. It's your duty to keep them calm, to maintain order.
Hammond glares at Templeton. It's Shaw's job to get down to the boiler room now. We've already wasted enough time looking for that bastard Hunt. If you storm down to that room, all you'll be doing is inciting a panic. We need to calm the fears of the crew and maintain an air of focus. Lie to them as the ship goes down? Not at all. Instead, to assure them we know how to remedy this matter. Do you know how to remedy this matter, Mr. Hammond? Aye, and we need to be quick. I don't have time to worry about some stupid sailor's feelings. We've got a bloody ship to save. Well, it's as you said. Officer Shaw's in charge. The decision is yours. Can't listen to what time the boiler room won't wait for us. So, we either calm the crew. Yeah, no, we need to go down to the boiler right now. Hammond is right. We can't waste any more time. The boiler won't waste for us. Fine. I will keep the crew at bay then. Come on. Don't worry about him. Let's go. Okay, so I didn't calm the crew. As more of the crew notices you and Hammond descending below, the whispers begin. So we have negative 15 decorum. Soon the crew pick up the pace, walking directionless with hurried footsteps. Kurt approaches. Boiler trouble, I take it. I'll lend a hand. Not when you're walking with that cane, you're not. I have enough strength to. Go tell the crew to hit the lower decks as many as possible. Let's go, Shaw. Time to save this blasted ship. Alright, in we go. You descend the ladder. Ahead you can see the brothers trying to open the door of the hold. Trying to get in, same. Door stuck. Pull harder, you bastards. We need to get in there. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's the only thing that matters. Can you help us? The metal door unsticks. Grimly looks to you before darting off into the dark. Where's that bloody idiot running off to? To sound the alarm. Bloody hells. Let's get moving. Holy crap. Okay. You enter the boiler room. As you enter, Hammond's engineering team are hard at work. The larger of the two engineers loses grip of their valve as steam begins to shoot out, causing Hammond to dash forward. Watch it! Hammond tackles the engineer to the ground, saving him from a nasty steam burn. Maybe it made it just in time. What's the word, Chief? Keep those valves pumping. We need to avoid a water hammer or we won't be making it off the ship. Sure. The rest of the crew aren't here. Grab a valve and start turning. Okay, he's gone everywhere. Grab one valve and start turning. You know what? Okay, alright. Let's this one. You grab a valve and begin turning, trying all you can to keep the water at bay. Bump! You feel the ache in your muscles as you continue to push the valve, keeping the pressure at bay. The furnace rumbles and sputters, hemorrhaging fuel. You keep turning, doing the best you can to keep the pressure at bay. We could be at this for hours! Shit, where's the rest of the crew? Brought out. The furnace rumbles and sputters. Get me coal and turn those valves! Feed the furnace, valve. Okay, coal first. Bag of coal, let's go, out, in. Feed the furnace, valve. Put two Johns on there. Put Skylar Nums. Okay, yes, 2 Johns. They grab the valve. Tolson, Tucker, Higgs, get on that thing. They grab the valve. With enough hands working on the boiler, you begin to fight back the potential water hammer. Someone's going to have to hold the furnace in place. Oh boy. Rafe Cavity June. Cavity approaches the furnace. The room shakes. Water hammer! A jet of steam paints June. Oh boy. It subsides as they writhe in agony. You keep up the work, shifting the valves until the boiler has fully calmed. The ship is saved. You won't be sinking today. As the crew give assistance to the wounded June, you feel your muscles tense. You fall back, collapsing from exhaustion. As you lay back, all you can hear are a pair of panic voices. Where the hell is Captain Hunt? He's gone. Holy crap. Food rations per crew member this week. We have no fuel. We can't move. And we need to spend... Oh boy, okay. That's how you get your decorum back, or your decorum. So everybody will get half rations. -10 loyalty. What? The Temperance is saved from sinking. The Aurora passes, leaving only the bright light and white. Oh boy. All right, then. I'm going to go ahead and end it there. That was the end of the first month of this game. I hope you all have enjoyed it. This is Crimson Dopamine, and have a fantastic week. Good night, goodbye, and good morning. Peace.